One thing that Ukraine needs to do, therefore, in my opinion, is conduct more strikes against the facilities and the sites and the resources that Russia is using to wage this unprovoked war of aggression. So, for instance, General Cavoli, what's the military value of striking refineries on Russian territory for Ukraine?
The military value of that is producing a deficit in fuel available for the fielded force, that is for the combat force, someplace downstream of the strike, right? So there's a time lag in its effect, Senator, as you well know.
And the military value of, say, of striking drone factories on Russian soil?
Yeah, the same. It has an effect. It is a downstream effect, but of course it has an effect.
The military value of striking the Kerch Strait Bridge?
That would have a downstream effect that took effect sooner.
Okay. The administration has urged Ukraine not to launch these kind of strikes, though. In your professional military judgment, would Ukraine be more likely to win or at least get a satisfactory outcome in this war if it was striking those sites and other sites that right now are safe haven for Russia's military?
So I think Ukraine would be very well advised to strike the operational level targets that are supporting the fielded force. They have some urgent challenges right now on the front line, as we've spoken about. The fighting is active along the forward line of troops. And so those things that contribute most directly, that have the shortest downstream effect right now, I think should be struck. Kind of feeding the wolf closest to the sled, I think, is what they need to do right now.
The one thing you haven't gotten asked about is what's happening right now in the Red Sea. An outlaw gang of brigands and rebels is shooting at U.S. Navy vessels on a routine basis, dozens of times now. Now, fortunately, our air defenses have intercepted those. That's the only thing that stopped our sailors from being killed. Yet all we're doing is shooting down those drones and missiles in the air, or maybe when they're on the launch pad. What lessons do countries like China, or for that matter, Russia, learn when we just let our sailors sit in the Red Sea and become sitting ducks for an outlaw band of rebels?
Thanks, Senator. So to be clear, that's not my area of responsibility.
Not your area, but you commented, Chairman Reed, that people outside your area take lessons from what's happening there. So what lessons do people in your area take from the fact that, again, we're doing nothing?
Sure. The lessons that European nations are taking from this.
That Vladimir Putin is taking from it.
Well, I don't know what Vladimir Putin's taking from it, sir, because he's got his hands pretty full right now inside Ukraine, where he's learning some of the same lessons, right? If
the lesson is that President Biden can be deterred from taking decisive action to protect our interests. For 2 years, he pussyfooted around and didn't provide Ukraine what it needed to stop the invasion earlier and to roll it back, and now we're at this unsatisfactory moment in time.